thought that, it's strange, but we really played well, except for the, just the bad turnovers. And I'm not talking about turnovers that were caused by pressure. I'm talking about just turnovers in transition where Caleb just throws the ball to the other team or loses the ball. And you can't play when you get an 8 or 10 point lead and you work through it and then just give back points. You can't do that. And it's just like with 4 minutes to go, even though that pass was there, Trevor just should have kept the ball. We're up 10. You run 30 seconds off the clock. The game isn't an issue. As he did throw it, Tyler tried to catch it with one hand, same as BJ did on a long pass. And they're young players, but you learn in about 9th grade to catch the ball with 2 hands. And if you haven't learned that by this time, you either can't learn it, which is a big problem, because we're not talking about run and play X, Y into Z. We're talking about you have to catch the ball. And if you can't catch the ball, we can't play. We can't win. Those are just 2 examples, but there's more. But you can't play against a good team. We spent more time this week on the scouting report than we have, because obviously we had a whole week and we knew what the strengths were. We identified 3 as being the one guy that we don't want to shoot. We identified 2 lob pass plays that they run, and we worked on that for 3 days. The guy that we didn't want to shoot had 15 points at halftime. And the lob play worked 3 times in a row that we worked on for 3 days. So, again, yeah, okay, maybe we're young, all right, maybe. But when you work on something like that, you have to be prepared to play against it. You should be prepared to play against it. And then the second half, we guarded 3. He had 5 points, and 3 of them came on a bad foul, where you just, late getting there, you just don't foul in that situation. If he makes it, he makes it. He hasn't made a 3 in the second half, so let's see. But they didn't get allowed till right at the end of the second half, after they got 3 right in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. So those are mistakes and things that you can't make and win. You can't do it. Rock made a good post move at the end and made that. That's a great play. They did a good job of pressuring our guards so we couldn't get the ball to Rock. But that also opened it up for Trevor and for Caleb to get to the basket. And, Trevor played the way he has to play. He was a player. He wasn't a shooter. He got to the basket. He drove. He made plays. And that's a huge, huge thing for us. If, Trevor Cooney's a very good player, and he's proven himself. And, he doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but he hasn't got to prove anything to me. He's already done that. But today he showed again that he can do other things. You can't do that every game. They're pressuring so hard, and they're playing Rock so hard. There's really good gaps there. And they're so helping so much that all Tyler had to do was just make sure you go to the boards. And he's 11 offensive rebounds because they're worried about Rock. And, Chris is playing 6'10", or like 6'4". He's playing at the foul line. And he's got to be helpful down low for us, and that's where he can be effective, and that's where he can help us. But, Caleb's made some really good plays today, and but he can't make those unforced ones. A couple of them are traps, and he turned it over. That's okay, but he can't make the unforced ones that he made. I thought defensively we were pretty good in the second half. We got some traps, turned them over, got some good opportunities off that, but 3 or 4 or 5 times we ran and got nothing out of it, and you can't do that and be successful. But we're learning, I hope. I don't see it, but I hope we will learn. There's not that much time left. Nothing's going to happen magically, but I know that I cannot coach catching basketball at this stage. If we have to do that and go get the ball, if we have to do those things, we can't possibly win.
Well, you mentioned the bad catch by Tyler in the back closeout, but other than that, I mean, he was pretty active on the
But if you lose the game, it doesn't matter. You can't make those plays. Caleb did a lot of good things, and he gave him, I'm saying, 12, 14 points on turnovers. Because his turnovers are right in the open where they're scoring.
What do you think the issue is with Caleb in the turnovers? Is he just not reading the defender? Is the defender dictating to him where he should be?
He's just not really a point guard yet. He's trying to learn how to play point. It's taking long. It's going to take a long time too.
You have an update on Mike's status?
He hurt his back was tight. That's all I know.
What broke down in the loft plays that you guys been trying to prevent that you didn't?
Just what I said. The guards let him split and throw the lob. The center didn't stay back. Combination.
Did you assume that they were going to assume that Trevor was going to, on the last play, that you were going to try to hit Trevor in the corner, and did you purposely, have the play go into the post? Or?
No, we wanted to try to go to rock. That's what we're trying to do if we could get the ball.
Does it help Trevor when he is able to go to the basket, especially maybe early on?
Well, how many points do you have tonight?
25.
How many do you have last game?
2.
I guess it helped.
I mean, does it help his confidence when he takes a 3? From
No, I don't think so. He looked confident shooting 3 tonight. I don't know what he shot, but he made some. 4 of them, yeah. He looked confident shooting a little goal. He made a hard one. He hasn't made any hard ones this year. He made a hard one tonight after the screen on the top off rock. But he hasn't made the hard ones this year. He's mostly going to get hard ones. He got a couple good looks. One on the out of bounds from rock. We saw that was there. And there was a couple other times he could have gotten the ball, but we're not smart enough to drive in and throw it back to him yet. And we got a lot of. I may have thought this team was whatever I thought. They're not. I can tell you that right now.
Are you more discouraged than usual?
This team is not anywhere near a good basketball team. Anywhere. And I've never said that since I've been here. 39 years.
That's why I've been.
Not that they couldn't be, but they're not.
It almost sounds like
Chris McCullough's got to realize he's 6'10". What can he do to help us? And he has been, but not tonight. And BJ, if he's going to play, he's got to, if we're up 10 and he's on the weak side, he doesn't get the rebound. And then he fouls the guy. It's a 3-point play. Tyler's on the weak side. He's got position. He pushes the guy. Rock's got position. He's 2 or 3 times he's in position. He reaches instead of getting his hands up, and he fouls the guy. I mean, you can't do those things and win. We played over our offensive head today. All right? We played over our head offensively, and we're lucky to win. So that tells you all those things that we're doing. Rock, the first play, turns it over and then fouls the guy. Well, he can't do that. He should have learned that at Michigan. He didn't. He did it again. At some point in time, you have to learn certain things. And we're not. We're not learning. I mean, catching the ball with 2 hands, I don't know. I think they teach you that in 6th grade. I'm not sure. Someplace, I hope, before now. Someplace. And when we were worried as a coaching staff about that, how can we even think about, we're going to run this play or we're going to trap? I mean, we can't. We got to get better in the fundamental things. Then maybe we can get to some of the next step things. But it's not that this team can't make really good plays. They can make really good plays better than teams that we've had. They're not anywhere near as good. That's it.
So it sounds like what you're saying is by now they should have learned a lot of.
Yeah, I think I said that 10 times. Next question.
Something about Tyler's struggles, but he got 33 minutes. It's just a matter of bodies in terms of getting extended playing time. Tyler, you talked about the things.
Well, the problem is he's a 4-man. When he plays the 3, he's too far away. Chris got in foul trouble, which I don't want that to happen all the time, and Rock got in foul trouble, so Tyler played at 4. That's his position. At the 3, he struggles because he tries to do things like that spin move and throw the ball up from wherever he was. You know, if he would play the three and not do those things, then he could even be more effective because now he's going to the boards against a smaller guy.
So the issues are when he was playing the three.
Tonight he played the four for the majority of the game. When he's played the three, he's too far away. He's got to get closer, basically.
With 5 full days to prepare for Villanova, do you take that same approach and look into the scouting report like you did this past week?
Well, we're going to do the same thing we do all the time. We work on everything, and yeah, we will look at the scouting report. Yeah, we'll do both. Yeah, we'll do both those things. We had a lot of time last week, and we didn't show much, except our offense was better. I don't know whether that's, I guess that's well. But they give up 96 points to Louisiana in a row, so I think you got to take that with a grain. We scored all 71.
Coach, your impressions of Villanova?
They're a great team.
Do you feel like they're just not concentrating, they're just not focusing, or what do you think the issue is?
No, maybe they can't do it now. We'll see. We'll find out. The good thing about this is we'll find all this stuff out. We don't have to ask these questions. They'll either get better and do these things or they won't. And we'll see it. And I don't have the answer to that. They haven't learned the things they have to learn at this stage. Okay? They haven't. We lost to a Michigan team where we shot decently, and they're not. I don't think they're a very good team. And we made 19 turnovers. That's why we lost. We would have lost this game with 17 turnovers. I mean, we can't win that way. So, bottom line, you know, that's the bottom line. And we're not learning to guard the shooters, although we did a better job in the second half on number 3. But we didn't learn against St. John's. We let the one guy, 2 guys who could shoot. We let them shoot. You know, and it doesn't help when defensively our rule is you play the guy if he's there. It doesn't help when that player says he's out there a long ways. That doesn't help. Because he's where you're supposed to be. And they haven't learned that? Do they learn it like tomorrow? Next week? You know, when do they learn it? I don't know. And if they don't learn it, we won't win. You know, this isn't like the last 6 years. I mean, we're struggling to win a game. We're going to struggle to win a game, the next, whatever game we play. This team is not going to beat anybody that's any good unless we play better. And that means all 18 games in the ACC. Because I don't care if those teams, somebody thinks, well, they're not, they're good enough. Trust me. We have to play a lot better. We have to get better. And we have to figure that out. And, you know, we'll see if we can. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be overly confident about that right now. Because we're not talking about some of the difficult things that we would like to try to do. We're trying to get the basic essentials now. And that's not good at this stage. But everybody is in a new position, except Trevor Cooney, and he's being asked to do things he never was asked to do, which he did tonight. That's good. But a new point guard who really wasn't a point guard that much in high school, he played all over. You know, Rock is being asked to score, which he never has been. Chris is being asked to rebound and play inside, which he has not been. And we're trying to get all these things. Mike's being asked to play small forward or point. He's really more of a kind of a 2, but I'm not sure he's even that, really, to be honest with you. So we got a lot of issues to work through and work out, and we've got to do the fundamental things right every game. To be in the game, not to win, to be in the game, and then we've got to get better to win those games. And right now we're not nowhere near that. Not even close. Is that clear?
I think that's clear.
All right.